85% of 1 billion full-time workers in the world say they are unhappy within their careers, leaving only 15% who are satisfied and fully engaged in their work. These astounding figures were provided by American analytics and advisory company Gallup Inc., who conducted a survey in 2019. This is on the heels of such topics as work-life balance, employee engagement, and company culture being hot in the press, which makes it almost impossible to fathom why this percentage is so high, because these conversations are trying to create work environments that, above being profitable, are also happier and healthier. In the end, however, it becomes unsurprising, as a lot of times you find that most people are socialized to know that they are to go to school, graduate, and look for jobs. Additionally, in most cases, the choices are being a doctor, nurse, lawyer, or accountant. In our humble opinion, the guidance on which career path each individual person must pursue is not very clear. And with the unemployment crisis already raging, graduates are grabbing whatever they can, just as long as they can put food on the table. This then leads to miserable employees riddled with a myriad of health issues that also impact the employer. What then are some considerations to make when choosing your career path so as to not suffer mentally or otherwise in the long term? Our guest is Kagiso Hawthorne, who is both a mental health therapist and a career guidance counselor. Kagiso, thank you so much for coming on First Issues and affording us your time. As ever, it's a pleasure having you on our platform. We are discussing today, choosing a career path. So what are some of those considerations that one needs to have in the back of their mind when they choose a career path that they wish to embark on?
Thank you, and I appreciate this opportunity. Yes, talking about career guidance is one of my passions because I've worked with young people for a long time. And even from my own experience, I realized that from a young age, you are asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And sometimes you just throw random professions out there. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a cop, I want to be this. But then when you reach a certain age, especially I would say around high school, secondary school, that's when you start choosing courses or taking classes that could lead to your future profession. And without forgetting the influence of family. Our careers, most young people tend to choose those careers based on what their families are saying. Or my child can talk, so they should be lawyers. Or my child is very good with numbers, so they should do this, or in science they should be doctors, whereas you might be interested in becoming a journalist or entertainment or anything. So then that's when the pressures come in. Young people are pressured into choosing careers that they really don't want. And some of them can lead to mental health issues, mental health breakdown. So when young people, secondary school age, when they want, or they are at a stage in their lives where they want to decide what they want to do when they grow up, they have to start talking to different people. Or whereas schools actually can invite people from different professions to come and give talks. Those who want to be teachers, they can listen to teachers. Those who want to be lawyers, they can listen to lawyers. And if they decide to go to tertiary, then they can have a better chance of choosing exactly what they want to do. But if they choose not to go to tertiary, then they can also have that option. So career guidance is very, very broad, but it's all about the children having the right information before they start the process. Because it doesn't just start after you graduate high school. It starts way before, talking to different people.
Let us now talk about the individual who's already a professional and they're not happy, even though they'd, taken all measures to make sure that the career path that they've embarked on is one that they wanted in the beginning, right? What is their best course
their best course of action, their best recourse in remedying this situation. This is also taking into consideration the amount of time that they've taken in that profession. Say maybe somebody who's been working, for 5 years, 10 years, and, the number of years that they spend studying for that particular profession.
I always say as human beings, we are never happy. Even though we are striving to find that thing that we really, really want in life. But anyway, I'm not going to say, okay, if you are in a job and you are not happy, just stay because nobody's happy. No, I'm not saying that. What I mean is when you, for example, like you said, you've been in a workplace for 5 years and your career, you've invested money, time, resources, and all that, and you find out that you're not happy. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late. You have 50, 60, even 70-year-olds that go back to school. But the moment you think about school, like, I don't have time to study. Just communicating, talking to other people, I think that can help. Change of career, it's okay. Do not worry about what other people will say. We are always concerned about that. Well, somebody paid for my education, or somebody gave me this opportunity to be at this place. What if I say I want to leave? It's okay. You can leave and you can change.
It is not everyone who's unhappy in that career that had the privilege of choosing their job, right? Because we live in this uncertain economic climate of high unemployment rates, instability and the likes, people just take whatever is offered to them just so that they can, put food on the table. There's such a high level of unemployment and underemployment, right? But as somebody who is in the field of helping people with their mental health, how do you think people who find themselves in this sort of predicament can help themselves so that they're not so affected in their mental well-being?
And it happens every single day. We hear that young people, or even older people, are underemployed, not employed, and they don't have a choice, but they're forced to stay in a particular profession just because there's a paycheck. And it affects their mental health. Before someone can even just get to where they are at peace with themselves, they have to seek help, therapy, counseling, talking. I'm going back to that communicating with people. Talking can help. And sometimes even maybe at a bus stop and you're talking to a stranger, they can they can help, But seeking professional help is the number one thing that we should be doing right now. We are at a crisis mode. Our young people don't have jobs. And those who have jobs are not happy. So mental health is being affected. So we need to seek help and promote mental health. Our mental health services, I always say that.
We know that mentors are instrumental in helping people carve out their own career paths. But do you think that we have platforms on which mentors are readily available? Do people who've made it avail themselves to those who are still trying to find their own way in the corporate space, if you will? Do you think that this is a culture of mentorship that is easily accessible in our country?
That's very interesting. I have a young person that I've been mentoring for a couple of months, and it didn't start off that way. It's just a young person who seemed lost, I would say, and needs some guidance. And when I asked him questions that, okay, who have you talked to? Who's helping you? Very extremely intelligent young person. Who have you talked to? And they, as far as I know, what I know is there's really not a lot of those services offered to our young people. So our young people are lost. They don't know where to go when they need help. And mentoring, when I was in university, I didn't have a mentor. I picked my my course just because it was there. Yeah. So even finishing my 4 years, I only got a mentor in my later years and in another country. So here it's still a new thing. And it's one of my wishes that those people that have arrived in their professions, if they could avail themselves to the young people and mentor them and make mentoring, normalize it and make it part of the package or part of what, you give back to your community, especially to the young ones, so that, it's a way of saying thank you and I care about where I come from.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?